Hey everyone, it's Mystic Moon. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys a twin flame reading for the month of November. This is a free reading, so it's going to be general and it might not resonate with everyone out there. But if it happens to resonate with somebody that's listening, fantastic. I'm going to be using a couple of different decks here today. Instead of going through each and every one of them, I'll just list them into the description box below. If you guys don't know what twin flames are, I think what's best, rather than me trying to explain it to you, would be for you to Google it. There's a lot of information out there on Google, and I'll put a short description in the box below too, so that way you just kind of get a gist of what we're talking about. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Now, the very first deck that I'm using, I will tell you, is the Lover's Tarot by Jane Lyle. And there's a lot of different descriptions for each card, 8 to be exact, because it goes with upright and reverse meanings. And I don't have this deck mastered, so I'm going to read out of the book just for this particular card because I think it's important. The description is pretty lengthy and detailed, and I think that people need to hear it. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. So this very first card that I chose, and I do pre-shuffle my cards before I tape or record. And the reason why is because my shuffling process, I shuffle the cards until each one pops out. So it's a very lengthy process, and I just don't like to include that in my videos. But in the future, I may do, one or two shuffles like that, so that way you guys can see that, these are the cards that are popping out. But I just didn't want to waste any time today. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. So death, what this is representing is your connection with your twin flame currently, okay? But so this is kind of where it's going to get a little deep and it might be a little confusing. So your twin flame is somebody who you could be on the other side. They may not be here in physical form, in Earth right now. They may not be here. They may be on the other side, all right? Or you could have already come together with them. Things didn't work out most likely, and so you guys are in separation right now, okay? Or you have not met them yet. So this is going to apply to all those different aspects, but this is the connection between the two souls right now. And so I just want to put that out there. So I'm going to read the positive aspects as well as the negative, because there's both light and dark in this connection. So death is very transformative. Right off the bat, we know this. Okay. So the relationship, the connection is death. The potential for transformation is inherent in this relationship. It is all-consuming and at times may appear to threaten everything else in your life. Death promises great light and transcendence, but does not grant these gifts lightly or swiftly. Your relationship can never be a flirtatious or superficial one. It may, even at its most luminous and loving, prove painful. You may share trauma, dark days when nothing seems right or nothing goes well. Your shared suffering will, in the end, strengthen the bonds between the two of you. This association is truly for better, for worse, in sickness and in health. So those were the positive attributes of this connection. Now I'm going to read the challenges. All right, let's see. So it says, your relationship could have ended and the ensuing pain is very hard to bear. Your grief, anger, and agonizing sense of loss are unbearable at times, and you may wonder if you will ever see the light again. The first step towards the regeneration inherent in this card is to accept your loss and honor your grief and rage. You may well need professional counseling at this stage. Even if this does not ease your suffering, it represents the first step on your journey towards the light of inner wisdom and the rediscovery of joy. If a breakup has not occurred and seems remote, your relationship could still be causing considerable heartache. You may feel as if you are unsuited but cannot imagine living apart from this person. Instead, you are both suffering, probably in silence. Furthermore, this is not the right time to take a firm decision. Recognizing the trouble your partnership is in will help, but it will take time to understand why and time to work on specific problem areas. If you can mutually resolve to face up to your difficulties, you should find that a breakup follows. I'm sorry, not a breakup, a breakthrough follows. Balance and resolution are possible, but you may both have to make serious readjustments to achieve this. So that was a lot of information, which is why I wanted to read it. And it was very detailed. But death representing this connection is it just goes to show you how powerful the twin flame connection is. The twin flame connection has to do with, both souls basically being split and coming here or one on the other side here, whatever. But let's just say the two souls are here and they've already come together, they've already met, but they're in separation right now. This explains the major intensity that either one or both parties feel not being together. It's just this constant either pull to this other half, you know, this other half of themselves, but it's just this feeling of, you know, like you want to die. It's literally a very dramatic, life-changing feeling. But it's also about death and transformation and death of the ego. So that way we can drop all this crap that keeps us from loving to our fullest potential. And maybe these people are both on this journey separately, so that way they can transform, so they can come back together. So that's really the message that's coming through for me with this death card here, is it's just all about the death of the way that things either were, or the death of the way people are now, so that way they can transform and be rebirthed into something new and something greater, so that way they can come together and experience that great twin flame love that you know, that exists. So anyways, that is the first card. All right, next set of cards are for the divine masculine. So when I say divine masculine, what that means is just the masculine energy that's coming across for the twin flame. Doesn't even need to be male. We can be talking about two men in a relationship, or two women in a relationship, and one of them is identifying more with like a male aspect. Okay, so that's what I mean when I say divine masculine. Just wanted to make that clear. So when I shuffled these cards, I asked, what is going on in the mind, heart, and soul of the divine masculine? The very first card that I got was for the mind. So what's going on with the divine masculine in his mind right now? Nine of Swords. This is a very mental card as it is. This person is ridden with guilt, shame, nightmares. They can't sleep. I mean, there's just a lot of crap going on, a lot of regret, that sort of thing. And I asked, well, you know, what is this about? So these are divine messages from angels and guides. Tick tock. This just means it's like this clock that's slipping through this person's hand. Okay. They know that. So I'm getting a couple of messages from this actually. So they've either let something slip through their hands. Could be, if you guys have been together before, could be that they screwed up on this opportunity. They had you, they had their relationship, and they let it slip through their hands. They fucked up. They just didn't have their shit together. They didn't know what they wanted. Maybe they were in search of something else, and it just didn't really turn out to be the way that they thought it was going to be or what they wanted. And so they're having a lot of guilt and just a lot of regret over wasted time. Okay. But this could also be, this is somebody who wants to reconnect with you. And they know that there's like, they're on a time limit. Like there's something that's pressing them. They don't even know what it is. What is this energy? What is this pressing energy that I need to get my shit together, that I need to get all my ducks in a row, so that way I can be the best possible, you know, self for this connection that they are, you know, truly, you know, yearning for. Hope that makes sense. So a lot of anguish, a lot of stuff going on in the mental plane, and a lot of stress with this time frame going on in the mind for the divine masculine. So then I asked, what's going on in the heart? So we have the card of the Five of Wands. Fives are always cards of struggle. They're difficult numbers. And Wands, this has a lot to do, it's not necessarily an emotional card, but it's a card where we feel very challenged. So he's emotionally feeling challenged at this time. There could be struggle with others in his environment. He could be trying to please other people and he's just not able to. He could be trying to really just stand his ground, or maybe just be someone in his community, and he's just not being received well. Whatever this is, there's just definitely struggle with others, but also a struggle with himself. And then we have, what does this have to do with, I asked? It has to do with memories. So there's something about the memories. Again, there's something about something slipping through his hands, something, you know, having to do with guilt and shame and regret and all that other stuff. It is connected to memories. So it could be you. It could be a couple of things. Let's just say you guys have already met, been together, and you're no longer together. You're in separation. And this could be his regret of the past, thinking of you and having these memories and really struggling with these memories. You know, why can't I forget this person? Or why, you know, why does my mind just kind of always go there to this particular person, which would be you? And that could be a real struggle for him right now. And it could be a struggle within his environment. What I'm also getting to is that maybe he's in an environment where things need to be a certain way and you didn't fit that criteria. And so he's really struggling how to kind of kind of put you into his life and work you into where it would be acceptable to others. And maybe that's a struggle. I don't know why that's coming through, but that's coming through. And then I asked what's going on with him spiritually. Again, we have another 5, and the 5 of Pentacles is all about being left out in the cold, not accepted, door shut, somebody left, or somebody just has shut you out, okay? And this is coming out with the reach out card. Somebody reaching out. So the message that I'm getting from this, okay, I'm getting a couple. The message that I'm getting from this one is that either your relationship ended and he knows, or feels, I should say, that he's not welcome back into your life, that there's no way he would have a chance in hell with you again, or that you would slam the door in his face, or that you would reject him. So that keeps him from reaching out. So it's a real struggle. So he's in this isolation period where he's really feeling like he can't reach out. He wants to reach out, but he can't reach out because his ego won't let him. His fear won't let him. All this guilt and the shame and all this other stuff, it won't let him. Time is running out. He knows it's running out. He's got all these memories that he's struggling with. Now he wants to reach out, but he feels left out in the cold. So the messages that I'm getting from this is that the best thing that you can do right now, and not only is it going to help you if you are struggling with this, is to just send your twin flame love. Send your twin flame forgiveness. Send them love and light. That is the best thing that you can possibly do, because that will help to soften some of this energy that he is holding on to, because these are all very struggling types of energies that he's feeling right now, and he's just really not in a good place. So it's definitely a good idea, if you can, you know, get to that level with yourself, to send him love and light and energy and forgiveness and acceptance. So that way he can reach out, or that way it helps the two of you just, you know, grow in the right direction. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so this next position represents the divine feminine's energy. Okay, so this is what's going on in her mind and her emotional state, and also her spiritual state. So the first card that I chose here that popped out of the deck was the 3 of Swords. So this is what's going on in her mind. Again, we have swords, which are air, and air are thoughts. And the 3 of Swords is a painful card. It has to do with heartbreak. It has to do with just feelings of betrayal. It could have to do with third-party individuals, meaning that there could have been a third-party situation that caused a lot of issues. Cheating, lying, that sort of thing, okay? But the 3 of Swords was combined with the Sisters of the Seasons, okay? And this is cycles of growth, natural law, and divine order. So this is just a reminder from Spirit that this very much, whatever has transpired in the past that is creating her to just kind of continuously roll this pain around, this is an opportunity for her to grow, because again, we have the cycles of growth. This has to do with natural law and divine order. This was divinely orchestrated. She was meant to go through this when it came to her twin flame. So if this twin flame created this type of heartbreak for her, all right, this is an opportunity for her to grow from this. If her and her twin flame have never come together, and this is just something that she has experienced through other people, again, this is an opportunity for her to grow from this pain, to be able to transform it and to grow from it, so that the way she can come together with the divine masculine and they can be whole. Okay, so that's what's going on currently in her mind. She's currently facing a lot of betrayal and heartbreak, or she's rolling it around in her mind and she's having a difficult time working through it. But it looks to me like the Sisters of the Seasons, it's going to happen with time. She will get past this. It's just going to take a little bit of time. And then what's going on in her emotional state? So she very much has the Lovers on her mind. So this is the connection of soulmates, okay? This is obviously a relationship. She could be in a current relationship. She could be just thinking of the twin flame, etc. Or she could be alone. Regardless, it's just this connection of a love. This love that she knows that's available to her. This love that she's trying to get to, or trying to transform in her life right now. She may even currently be with another partner right now, and just really concentrating on being happy with that particular individual, and just, you know, experiencing joy at its highest level. Because when you're radiating joy and you're grateful for what you have in front of you, instead of constantly pining for something that you don't have, it's like your energy vibration is so high that you're able to attract all the wonderful things that you're really seeking. So it's kind of a win-win. So that could also be coming through as well. But then we have the body movement card. And so this is indicating that if she's in any kind of emotional distress, it's really good for her to get physical, meaning that if she's having issues with health or weight or just whatever, body image or just energy levels, it's really good for her to get into this body movement period. So if she needs to take yoga, exercise classes, go for a run, a bike ride, a hike, or whatever that is, it's telling her she needs to get her body moving, because this will really be helpful when it comes to her emotions. It will really help her emotional state. And then spiritually, 9 of Pentacles. So the 9 of Pentacles is all about really feeling like you just have everything that you need around you. This woman in the 9 of Pentacles, she's just enjoying her garden. She's enjoying the beauty that's around her. She's really taking the time to smell the roses, and she's built this all up for herself. It's a card of somebody who just really is financially independent, or somebody that just really feels good being on their own. They're like, okay, they don't need to have other people in order to be happy. They just feel almost like in a state of solitude. And I think it's interesting that it comes up with quiet time. So she's really enjoying her quiet time at the moment. And this is how she's really spiritual, or connecting to spirit, and getting more in tune with her spiritual side, is taking that time to be quiet and go within and connecting with either nature or just the divine, or whatever she connects to, in order to feel that spiritual connection. So to me, it looks for the divine feminine, she does have some emotional stuff that she's dealing with on the mental plane. Obviously it's connected to a relationship, but what it's telling her is to get more in her physical body and to have a little bit more alone time for herself, so that way she can work on herself. That's really what's going to nourish her spiritually at this time. All right, these next cards are what the twin flames are collectively working on. What needs to be healed or cleared between the two of them, so that way they can come back together, okay? So what I've picked here is a couple of the archetype cards, just to kind of represent the personalities, or the different personality traits that each person is taking on at this time, and then just what's to be healed or worked on between the two of them. So for the divine masculine, what I picked here was the saboteur card. I don't even know if that's how you say that word, but it's basically somebody who's sabotaging. So the light aspects of this card, which are the positives, is highlights your fears of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. Shadowy attribute would be induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. So very much the divine masculine is in the sabotaging phase, where he is sabotaging his growth. Actually, he's sabotaging the things around him. Either he doesn't feel that he deserves it, or he just truly doesn't know how to be happy with what he has. Maybe every single time he gets something that's good, maybe he sabotages it because he doesn't know what to do with it. He doesn't know how to be happy. So that's an attribute that's coming through for him right now. And then the Messiah here. The Messiah is kind of a narcissistic type of card, because the light attribute says serving humanity with humility, and then shadowy says exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. So to me, just a lot of narcissism is coming through in this card. Doesn't mean the divine masculine is narcissistic. It just means that this is just somebody who really feels that maybe they're above everybody else. Maybe they just don't feel like something is good enough. And I think it's interesting because the next card is never enough. And that just kind of tied in. So between the two of them, we have this never enough card. Now I'm picking up on two different things. I'm picking up on it's never enough for him. It might be that maybe he has issues with infidelity. Maybe he has issues with being satisfied with only one person. So one person is just never enough. Or it could be that the female, or it could be the male, doesn't feel like they're enough, doesn't feel like they have enough to give, or that they don't deserve it. They're not good enough, okay? But never enough really weighs in my mind. I feel, and I do feel it's on the masculine side, I do feel that there's something about not being satisfied. There's just never enough. There's always something more that they want. And you know, this whole sabotaging thing comes into play as well. So there's definitely something going on the masculine side that needs to be worked on and healed, obviously. And then over here, for the divine feminine, we have the mystic, and this is revels in intimate union with the divine, and then delusional rapport with the divine. So basically the mystic right now could really just kind of be all over the place spiritually. Maybe they're connected, but maybe they're confused about the messages that they're getting, and so they're just kind of all over the place. Maybe they're reading too much into certain things and they're just neglecting other things. So the mystic, though, is positive, but it can be a negative as well. But then she's also coming up with the alchemist, which is transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. But it could be the misuse of power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. So these are two very powerful cards right now. So we have a lot of manipulation and sabotaging going on for the male right now. And then for the female, she's very much in her power right now. But obviously could misuse her power if that's so what she chose to do, or could misunderstand certain concepts or different messages coming through. So obviously there's a light and a dark to everything in life and to ourselves, but she really much is very much in her power right now, where he's very much in this sabotaging reactive phase right now. So it's very interesting, these energies that are coming up for the both of them. And I think in the earlier cards, it did show that she was a little bit more aware so far, you know, just of herself and what she's doing. And then the next connection card that we got was the openness card. So then this again, this is somebody that has issues with being open, that letting someone in. Okay, I don't feel that it's the feminine at all. I feel that it is the masculine, because he's very much in this sabotaging phase. Okay, and then we have the card of risk. Somebody's just having a hard time taking a risk. Now, you know, of course, in these cards here, it does show the male with all of these issues, like the male taking a risk and walking the tightrope over to the female. You know, the openness, the male is, you know, needing to open up the door, and, you know, this guy is handing his heart over. So it very much speaks, you know, of the masculine part having the issues. And I'm not necessarily saying that that's, you know, the issue, but it's coming across for me with the messages that this is very much has a lot to do with the masculine's issues. And maybe I should have pulled cards that specifically related to both the masculine and feminine, so that way we knew which one we were talking about. But I'll go ahead and maybe I'll do that next time. But anyways, but yeah, never enough, openness, and risk. So these are the shared things that they need to be working on. So what just actually came through, and I know I said this is mostly about the male, risk. You know what? She may not want to take a risk again with this individual if he were to come back into the situation, or if she meets this person in this lifetime. It may just be too intense. Maybe she won't be open to this, reunion, or won't be open to this, you know, situation. It might be too risky. It might just feel like it's just too much. She just can't handle it. So that's also coming through as well. But these are all things that they need to work on. But that's where he is right now. That's where she is right now. And these are the things that need to get cleared, so that way they can come back together. And then I wanted to know what message the divine masculine has for the feminine at this time. So on a soul spiritual level, what they would say if they could actually physically say that to them right now. Okay. So the first card that I chose here was the reflection card. It says, give each other some space at the moment. So what he's really saying is, I'm not ready. Even though he might want to reach out, even though he might be going through a lot of these, you know, feelings of pain or confusion or whatever that is, he may be aware of it or he may not be aware of it. But regardless, on a soul level, what he's saying is, I need time to reflect. I'm still in a period where I'm working through my issues, because we also have the surrender your ego card. So he's obviously working out some major ego things. And then the connection immediately coming into this reading was the death card, which is death of the ego, transformation. So I think it's very interesting that that's all coming up. And then we have a change in wind. So he knows that changes are needing to be made. He knows that he can't keep going on the way that he's been going on, because it's just not working out for him. It's not making him happy. It's not all he cracked it up to be. It's just not what's working for him anymore. So he needs time to reflect. And in this card here, we have the tears. He needs time to either grieve or cleanse, or just, you know, get through all these things, so it can transform him to be the best that he can possibly be, either for you, or, you know, or for himself, or just for somebody else moving forward, so he can continue to learn in whatever cycles he needs to learn in. Okay, and so for the divine feminine, this is the message that she has for him. So if she could give him a message right now and send him this message, this is what it would be. She's very much already in connection with him. We have the Sacred Union card, which is partnership and romance. So the Sacred Union, she's already aware of this connection. So he may not be aware of this. He may still be waking up to this connection, which is why he might be going through all of this inner turmoil right now. But she's very much already aware of this connection. She already knows that it exists. She already knows that it's a part of her, and she already knows what she has to do. And so that's why I feel that this reading is coming through as very much in kind of like the feminine's, the balls in her court, because not really in her court, but she knows what she's doing. She knows the path that she's on. She knows the work that she has to do. So that's why she doesn't really have a lot of hangups, and he's coming across with more of some of the hangups right now because he has a lot of work to do. They both have work to do, but she's very much in recognition of what's going on and the deeper meanings of their connection. This comes up twice here. She has romance, Cupid's arrow strikes. So again, we have partnership here. She's already very well aware of the union. And then we have the mystery card. All will be revealed in good time. Allow the mystery to unfold. So she knows. So, and this also, with the woman with the veil over her mouth, she knows that she has to remain in the shadows. She knows that she has to wait for him to come to her. That doesn't necessarily mean that if there was an opportunity to reach out or whatever, that she shouldn't take it. That's not what I'm trying to say. But she knows for now that things have to unfold naturally. She already had that card, which was about the law of the divine order and everything like that. So she already knows that the universe has a plan and that she can't control that plan. So she knows she needs to remain in the shadows until he's ready. That's what it is. So the message that she has for him is, you know what? I'm okay. I know that we have this connection. I know what it means. I know what to do. Now I'm just going to go ahead and, pull back, give you that space, because that's what he's telling her he needs. I need that space to reflect. And she's saying, I'm going to give it to you, and I'm going to continue to work on myself, and we will come together when we're supposed to come together. And she has faith in that, and so she's okay, is what the cards are saying. All right, and these are the last cards. I just wanted to ask for some divine guidance, some divine messages for the twin flames and what they're going through right now, and just something to kind of end up the reading. Little last bit of advice. So the cards that we got here were angels, and this is just that confirmation that there's very much angelic presence for both of the twin flames right now. So the angels are definitely aiding both of these people in their journey toward, back towards each other. And so they're just coming through with that message that, we're here, we're here to guide you. We're here if you need us. Please ask for our help and our guidance when you need it. They're helping with the never-ending story. They don't want this to continue like this. They know it's not good for you to go round and round with the same thing over and over again. So it's kind of like if you want to conquer it in this lifetime, so that way you can come back together, either it be in this lifetime or the next, or in another plane. Regardless, they want the never-ending story to stop. Okay, so they want that for you, and they know that's what the two of you want as well. Then it says stand your ground. So they're helping both of you to stand your ground, to say enough is enough. Okay, put your foot down and say, you know what? I refuse to live inauthentically anymore. I refuse to be either in a relationship that I'm stuck in and that I'm not happy. I refuse to live my life this way, in this, ego-driven thing where I'm just really not happy, or whatever that means. But there's just something that is about standing your ground and saying enough is enough. I'm no longer going to keep going through the same cycles and the same bullshit, the same things that aren't making me happy. And I'm ready to open myself up and just surrender to what I need to do. And that's where the angels are coming in, and they're just really helping with this, just with this journey for the two of you guys. So things obviously can change from one day to the next. So just because this is the message today doesn't mean it will be the message for December. But right now, hopefully that gives somebody some peace out there and some sort of guidance with dealing with either a twin flame that you've already come together with and you are in separation, somebody you're dealing with right now that's your twin flame, or somebody that you haven't met yet, that you feel that's out there for you, but you haven't come together with them yet. So all of these messages can apply to all of those different things. So anyways, I hope this wasn't like too far off into left field and that it was somewhat understandable and maybe helpful to somebody out there. This is the first twin flame reading that I've done publicly. I've done a lot of them for personal clients, but I've never actually offered one that was general, you know, on my YouTube channel. So, you know, give me a break if it just was totally crazy and just didn't make a lot of sense. I am just starting off and I just felt compelled to do this today. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in other readings and next month. Thank you.